Well, good fucking evening. Adventures of Casey here. And this is going to be an episode of just because you are camping does not mean you need to eat like a fucking savage. And I lost track of how many episodes I have, but this is the next one on the list. And stay tuned. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a spin on the old classic foil fucking dinner. Anyone remember the Family Guy skit? He likes to grill food in foil. He's our guy. Okay, well, I'm your guy. Anyway, so what we're doing here is we're going to get a few ingredients together, and I'll show you those here in a minute. Okay, for this meal, you're going to need some butter. We prefer Kerrygold. Bell peppers of your choice. I like the orange because they're nice and mellow, borderline sweet. You can use red, you can use green, yellow, what the fuck ever, but I like the orange. Clearly, I have a thing for orange. We're going to use some salt, a little bit of minced garlic. You can do this fresh or cheat like we are right now tonight with the can. A sweet onion, a zucchini. This goes in the dinner, not up your butt. Roma tomato because they look good, and a old school no frills russet. And we're going to add with that some mild Italian sausage. This is stuff that I ground up out of a pork shoulder and seasoned myself, and then deep freeze in these bitchin' little chamber vac freeze packages, and I freeze them in that Dometic. And when I'm camping, I just got to get them out the night before. So give me a minute. I'm going to prep all this shit, put it together, and we'll start cooking. So one of the things that you have to have when you're cooking is a good knife. Now, there's lots of companies out there. There's several we use. We really like the Cooking Guild. We have a few of their products that we use. Right now, it's in another box. I don't want to get out, so I am busting out my trusty Uncle Jed's Do Everything knife I keep up front of the truck. I can use this for everything from starting fires to actually cooking dinner. Tonight we're cooking dinner on it. Check out Uncle Jed's Iron. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. Marine veteran. Dude makes some quality fucking shit. Really nice feel in the hand. And he does custom orders as well. So yeah, basically we're going to go ahead and we're going to dice all this stuff up, put it on a plate. And next step up, we're going to go ahead and show you what we're doing. All right, Italian bullshit something or other. I'll figure out a name for it by the time I load the video. So our coals are almost done. We got that. And now we have our plate of veggies. So we've done some zucchini, the orange. So here's the thing, right? This is not a chef's knife, but it clearly got the job fucking done. So you don't have to spend a shit ton of money to actually make shit work. So we have onion, orange bell, zucchini, potato, and Roma tomatoes, and we're going to put this shit together. Okay, so here we are. We got our Reynolds Wrap heavy duty, whatever. I mean, we got fuck tons of shit in the truck. And now it's time to make our fucking meal. So this is how easy this shit is. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our Italian sausage. And there's like 5 million variations of this. We did one with burger and potatoes and carrots and peas and corn and some other shit, I don't know, earlier this trip. But we already used all that, so now we're going to actually use the sausage. So what I like to do, clearly you want to wash your hands, but use your foil. Make us a piece bigger than what you think you need. Go ahead and you can crumble it up. You can pat it all down, make a patty on the bottom. It really doesn't fucking matter. That's the beauty of this fucking dish. So we're just going to go ahead and pat that flat. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our toppings. We're going to throw on some zucchinis, some onions, some bell pepper, just take all that shit you chopped up earlier, because it's all flavor. You can either eat it or not. I like peppers and stuff in my Italian sausage. So anyway, throw some more zucchinis on there. Now, you don't want to make it too fucking big, but it is what it is. So we have that russet potato. We're going to go ahead and put some potato in there. I really don't know if that's an Italian dish or not. But you know what? The Irish are broke-ass motherfuckers, and they like potatoes because potatoes make a fucking meal. And there they go. And then at the very end, we're going to top that off with our diced Roma. We put it in here to add more of an Italian flavor. And we'll fold that up here. Okay, so we got everything loaded up on the foil. That shit didn't fit. So our next thing is the seasoning. So what I'm going to do is take some of this minced garlic. If you use fresh garlic, then you can probably bypass this step. Just give it a lot because I like garlic. And you're going to give it some salt. Again, based on dietary concerns, but it ain't gonna kill you. And then lastly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some of the Ghetto Craft Parmesan cheese. Pretty sure it's not even fucking cheese, but we're gonna throw some of that in there, and we're gonna use that as a topping when we're all said and done too, because we want to try an Italian dish. All right, so boom, that's all done. Next step, you need some butter. You need a little bit, and it helps the potatoes and the veggies cook. We like Kerrygold. It's one of our favorites. We're gonna go ahead and throw 2 big old pats on top of all of that. All right. Now, you gotta wrap this shit up. Now, we made a big fucking one, so it's gonna be a little difficult to fucking wrap because, you know, we don't pay attention. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it the best we can, but we're gonna do a couple different layers to actually make this suitable to go on the grill with our briquettes. We'll do that one. Make sure the butter stays up in the middle. All right, so we have one layer there. Now what I like to do is actually try and remember what side the meat is on, be it ground beef, in this case sausage, which is on the bottom edge right now. And the reason I like to do that is because when I finally do the final package, I like to put it with that end down first. So now we're going to put it here. And we're going to do a better wrap across the middle portion. We're going to get a good seam in there because that'll seam in all the juices. Lock that in. Fold up the sides the best we can. Again, this is still our top portion. And on the last bundle, I usually try and do it opposite. Just so that if something does leak, it's got to go through like 400 seams. So on this one, we're going to flip this upside down. Put this up here. Fold our seam the best we can. Which we cannot get it all the way around, which is fine. We'll crumple that. Crumple that. Now, because I have it here and I'm being dumb, I'm going to go ahead and do one more wrap. Now, remember, kids, there's no such thing as too much fucking foil on these, all right? So you can wrap it as many times as you want. The only downfall is you're going to have to fucking peel the wrap out of it when you're done, which still is not that fucking hard. And I'll show you that when we get there. You know what? Let's do it this way. All right, so now we know seam on top, meat on bottom, and there we go, it's ready. So as soon as our coals are ready, we're gonna put that on indirect heat and we'll come back to you. Okay, so our charcoal's almost ready. Took about a half hour, which was as long as it took to prep the veggies. And this is our little Weber Grill and Go, I think is what they call it. I don't know. I'll put a link to it down in the comments or in this video when I go through and edit everything out. But anyway, so if you're not familiar with indirect cooking, you need to be. It's actually really good. It allows you to cook stuff on a charcoal grill without burning anything. So what I did for this one is I just went out into the shop Busted out the brake press, you know, bent some fucking steel around. It's only about some inch and a half flat steel. And I made a little pocket that fits in this grill underneath the grate, which allows me to basically fill it with coals. And then put the grate on top. So, because I'm filming one-handed at a few extras, gotta move them around so the grate will actually sit on top there. Go over here and grab the grate. Alrighty, so there we go. So if you're gonna cook steaks, you put your steaks over here until they're almost to temp, and then you move them over here to do your high heat sear. It's what they call reverse sear. That's the only way to cook a steak, and we did that the other day. But in this case, it's also how we're gonna cook our meal. So we're gonna take our little football foil bundle. We're gonna set it there on, not over the coals. And what we're gonna have to do, because this one's a little big, is in about half an hour, we're just gonna turn it 80 degrees or 90 degrees, turn it 180 degrees so that it cooks even. And we're gonna slap the lid on this fucking thing. So where did the lid go? It's over there. And on this, we're gonna keep the vents wide open. With that amount of charcoal in there, we're gonna be cooking close to 400. Go ahead and open that all the way up. And now we wait. So probably in about 30 minutes, I'll flip it over. Or, sorry, turn it. I don't need to necessarily flip it over. I'll turn it. And then in another 30 minutes, it'll be chow time. All right, Ventures Casey here. It is time to eat. Welcome to our most newest episode of Just Because You're Camping doesn't mean you need to eat like a savage. As you can see, our coals are still going strong. This stuff's been in here about an hour and a half, which will be plenty of time to cook it. So we're gonna hot foot this over while we're trying to do one picture. All right, there. Mom doesn't want to be in the video, that's fine. I'll put it right there. And we're gonna do an unboxing. Here we go. So this is our Italian foil dinner. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open this up and see what we got. We're gonna use a little help from Uncle Jed. There we go. Be careful, boys and girls, when you open this up, because there is steam that will come out and it will burn you. Oh, look at that. Everything's all nice and bubbly. We got squash, we got potatoes. There's some Italian sausage in there. Let's go ahead and dish that shit up. Cut through the sausage wedge. Got some on the plate. All right. There's our sausage. Some of that on there. Damn, it smells good. All right. Well, there's the sausage patty. So we're going to cut that in half and split it. And divvy out the veggies, which are coated in oil and garlic and Parmesan. So I like a lot of the onion and peppers. We'll see how those tomatoes turn out. Mom was more of a potato and zucchini gal. So we'll dish hers up right here. And some leftovers for the kids or whoever the hell wants them. And boom, there you go. Season that up with some fresh parm. It ain't gonna look pretty, but it's going to taste good. All right, now here's another plug. So this company called Fire Maple, they make this little lantern. They call it their yellow gas lantern, and you can turn up the brightness, and you can see what you're eating once we get the shadow out of the way. And there's our sausage and peppers and a little lantern, and it adds a nice little ambiance. So we're going to go ahead and recommend them, because your other option is this nice harsh streamlight lantern, which works and gets the job done, but it's not near as romantic. Remember, just because you're camping doesn't mean you have to eat like a savage.